Alright, so another offense that people really overlook or think is petty or think nothing of is jaywalking. And they don't really feel that it's a big deal until Clark County roll up on their ass. And truthfully, I've seen them roll up on old people, pretty white girls, homeless people. So it's not like they just targeting people because they black. Like, that's the only thing that I could say since I've been here is that they definitely fuck with everybody. Jaywalking is treated like a parking ticket, unless of course you're a repeat offender. And if you don't have the money to pay that fine in time, then it turns into a misdemeanor. And the fine gets higher, and obviously you'll end up going to jail. If you had an outstanding warrant on you and they rolled up on you and you were jaywalking at the time, that immediate stop is going to turn into an arrest. And if they got anything on you, then the situation will get more serious. The fees that Clark County will clock you for is between 95 and like $695 when I started searching the internet, but it's usually like $200. And that's a lot of money to be kicking out just because you was just trying to cross the street. But every day that I'm riding down Tropicana, Boulder Highway, Fremont, down the Vegas Strip, I'm seeing people being pulled over and questioned and being cited for this type of stuff. And in some cases even arrested. So it's definitely something to take. Now, one more thing that I would like to mention is that they can pin you with the whole reckless endangerment or even involuntary manslaughter if someone else in the car was to get messed up, or if you were to get messed up and just so happen to live. And that'd be kind of messed up to be looking at felonies and stuff like that just because you was trying to cross the street. And truthfully, it happens because someone either got hurt or killed out on Tropicana not too long ago. People like to cross the street legally or illegally all the time. Tropicana and Boulder, Fremont, the Strip, out there in front of New York, and everything in between. This whole neighborhood over here on Tropicana and Boulder got taped off because somebody got hit in the morning time, and you had to completely go around in order to be able to get to the other side. The whole block got taped down. That's how serious it gets. They waste no time to lock it down as if it was an actual crime scene. And then there won't be nothing you could do about it. If they do it around your neighborhood, you might very well be stuck in your neighborhood until they decide they're done. And you'll be late for work or getting your money or whatever you had intentions on doing, you'll just be stuck there. I was fortunate to be able to get my rental back in time so that they could renew me. Which brings me to my next point. You remember the Family Guy episode with the Kool-Aid Man? Well, niggas in Vegas do this shit for real. So don't walk in the middle of the street. Stay out of the way. Definitely do not come here with that arrogant mentality. You from the East Coast or anywhere like that, and you come here thinking that you're going to bogart. They will run your ass over, even when they're in the wrong. If you come to Vegas on vacation and you see a wall like that, nigga ain't no Kool-Aid Man. Somebody really drove through that. If you see discoloration in bricks, that means because they just got done repairing it. There's another area out there, Tropicana and Pearl. I saw a guy go through the wall with their car and the cops just sitting there writing. No big deal. They weren't even fazed. I've seen cars turned over on a regular basis. The worst part about it is that a lot of people be saying that people be drunk and high, but a lot of these people who did this, they weren't intoxicated or under the influence at all. They're really just bad drivers. And the worst part is you got so many different people living here. You got so many different driving styles. It's like an orb of confusion between tourists, newcomers, and people who are actually from here who are very far and few in between. It's not really that many natives. I've only come into quite a few, actually. Now, my time as a CDL driver, some of the craziest places I drove were New York City, Los Angeles, El Paso, Texas, and even Atlanta. But I put Vegas #1 on the list because, truthfully, I've never seen the type of stuff that I've seen anywhere else that I've seen here, and I've only been here for months. I've seen more accidents and stuff like that in just a few months of being here than I have anywhere else. The same way you could tell that someone is from up north because they got salt on their trucks, you can tell that somebody's from Vegas because their car be all dinged up. Either because they keep backing into shit and you see little nicks and dings that means they can't back up, or just because you see the whole back part of their car snatched off because they did a hit and run and they just didn't want to stick around for it, or because they ran into somebody themselves, or they got ran into and just kept the money. But you'll see that if you come out here. One last thing that I thought I would like to add before I ended the video is for people who got them sticky fingers, need to have them motherfuckers chopped off. If you come to Vegas, do not steal anything. They have different laws here. They have things such as if you're entering a dwelling, that it will be considered a felony. And that could be reaching in somebody's car and taking their cell phone. It would be looked at no different than as if you was going into a store and stealing something. If the money or the property that you stealing is less than $650, they'll hit you with larceny. But if it's more than that, they're hitting you with grand larceny. Something as simple as returning a rental late, they try to consider that embezzlement. Or if you got furniture from one of them little buy here, pay here places and you dip out from your apartment and you forget to call them, they'll be pursuing you with a felony. So you just got to know that ahead of time. One more thing I would like to mention before I end the video, be wary of the sting operations that's happening in the casinos. They'll do the whole bait and switch on your ass with a purse or a wallet, and they'll just stir up waters to catch fish. You'll be the one on some naive and gullible shit trying to help out, and they'll be locking you up. You better off just pointing out security, letting them take care of it, or just don't even care at all. I'll be hitting y'all with some more videos. I'll holler at y'all. Gentlemen.